have learned that do not tell everybody your problems because they will be used against you. I kid you not. Like, I used to be the type of person that I had no problem telling people what I was going through. But I didn't realize how that will affect me in the process, but also how that relationship will be affected as well. I have learned that sometimes people can use your problems against you, and they can make you feel like you're not good enough because of what you're going through. They can label you in so many ways negatively just because you have told them something that is personal, that is happening to you, and they somehow feel like they have power over you because you have told them this thing and they can see that you were struggling. And a lot of the times people do feel powerful when they see other people not really doing so great. I'm not saying everybody is like that, but from my experience, I have learned the hard way that, girl, Vivian, like, there's just certain things that you just need to just keep quiet and private just to protect myself, because not everybody has the best intentions, unfortunately. And I've also learned just always be cautious around people. Not in a bad way, not in a negative way, but sometimes you feel like people have the best interest in heart, but most of the times they don't. You don't know what they're thinking in their minds. You don't know how they feel about you, because not everybody is as transparent. And I am the type of girl that will just be so easily trusting people. Like, if I see you, I like you, I vibe with your energy, I'm not gonna think anything. I'm not gonna think that you're going to be bad towards me. I'm not gonna think that you're going to be some type of way. I'm just gonna think that you're just a nice person, because I believe everybody should be nice. That is my belief. But I've learned the hard way that nobody is nice. Even the people in your life are not as nice as you think they are. Even your closest friends. I have been disappointed by the closest people in my life, believe it or not, over and over again, and I had to learn that the hard way, not to trust everybody around me just because they're my friends, just because they are my family. Like, there's just certain things I am learning as I'm growing that I need to protect. And so I just want to encourage you as well. Like, do not be so quick into trusting everybody. And I've learned also that there's just certain things that, you know what, I would rather keep to myself. And this is why I love my journal. My journal has just become my best friend, because if there's certain things that I feel like I cannot say out loud, I would rather just voice those things on my journal. Not because I'm avoiding confrontation, or I'm avoiding to say what's on my mind, but sometimes I just feel like it's not worth it, because I feel like, again, one thing I've learned as an adult is that not everybody is going to understand who you are. Not everybody's going to get you. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to understand your goals. Not everybody's going to understand your dreams. Not everybody's going to see your vision. And I've learned that, you know what, Vivian, that is okay. I don't need anyone and everybody to understand me, because for the longest I have somehow always wanted validation from people around me. I've always wanted people to get me. I've always found myself over explaining myself so many times, because I'm thinking, why don't you understand? What is it that you don't get? To the point where some people try to change me. Some people try to change my views. Some people try to change my thoughts. Some people try to change my opinion because they just don't understand me. And to the point where sometimes I find myself even doubting my own thoughts, doubting my own goals, doubting my dreams, because that person does not understand me, so it gives them the right to want to change me. No, it does not give them the right to want to change me. But also, one thing I have learned is that everybody is entitled to their own opinion. They can say what they want to say, they can think or feel how they want to feel and think, but do not try and change my thoughts. Do not try and change and convince me to go the direction that you're going. Because at the end of the day, I believe that we are all allowed to think and feel different. We are allowed to see things differently. But sometimes I am learning that to certain people, it is a problem. And so just don't feel pressure to be understood. Be okay when people don't understand you. That is fine, because we are all unique. We are all different in so many ways, and I have come to that point and realization of just loving my uniqueness and just loving how different I can be, how my views, how my thoughts can be completely different from everybody else, but that is okay. But also, even as a content creator, don't be scared to be different. Even as a coach, as a therapist, whatever it is that you are doing right now, do not be afraid to be different. So for me, I don't really like videos, so I have decided, do you know what, I feel comfortable when I'm just speaking and I'm doing audio content. That is where I'm best comfortable, and you know what, that is fine. I don't need to be like everybody else. I don't need to sit on the camera and do what everybody else is doing, because that's just not me. Like, I thrive better when I'm just recording on my phone, like when nobody is seeing me and stuff like that. So yeah, do not be afraid to just be yourself. And then one thing I've also learned, and I've learned this the hard way, keep certain plans private, like before they're established, and that is to protect you, number one. Again, not everybody's gonna understand your goals, like as I've already said. Not everybody's gonna understand your vision, and so the best way to protect that is do not say anything until it's done, until you have done it. If you want to write a book and you feel like people are not going to understand why you all of a sudden want to write a book, I've never heard you talk about writing a book, I've never seen you as a writer, or are you sure writing is something that you want to do? Girl, just ignore the noise. And the best way to ignore the noise is not saying anything at all. You just go and just write your book. And then once the book is done, and then people will get to people will get to know about it. And that's just the best way I have learned. Again, it's taken me ages, because I'm a dreamer. Like, I dream big, and unfortunately certain people around me don't understand my vision. They look at me and think, well, but Vivian, how are you going to achieve this without that? And then they got points. They do know what they're talking about, but at the end of the day, I know how I'm gonna get there. I don't need to explain myself. But then sometimes when you do share your vision and your goals too early to people, what happens is you doubt yourself. You allow fear to get in the way. You allow negativity. You allow all type of different negative thoughts and energy around you, sort of somehow make you believe that actually maybe I cannot do it. Says who? You know, just because they have tried it and it hasn't worked does not mean that it is not going to work for you. Just because it didn't work out for them, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out for me. And I have always said this, and I still say it proudly. Just because it didn't work out for you, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out for me. You know, just because your relationship didn't work out, I don't mean this in a bad way or malice way whatsoever. I am just saying, just because your relation didn't work out, it does not mean that my relationship is also not gonna work out. I feel like people like get so caught up in, you know, putting people down just because it didn't work out for them. And I understand that is your experience, but that is just your experience. Like, do not, you know, dampen my dreams just because your dreams never worked out. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what steps you took or you didn't take, but don't bring that negative energy into my space just because it just didn't work out for you. So you're gonna just assume that, you know, everything that I also want to do is not going to work out for me. No. I've always said, just because it didn't work out for me, do not label my goals and do not bring that energy into me. So this is why I have just learned, you know what, I'm not even going to tell you anything. Like, I'm done trying to explain myself to people who don't understand. Again, I don't mean it in a negative or selfish way, but I'm just like, why do I need to constantly be, you know, trying to defend myself? Or because I feel like me trying to defend myself is almost me trying to prove my self-worth to you. But sorry, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to prove my self-worth to you? Like, who are you? Again, I don't mean that in a bad way. I am just saying, just because. And so I've learned, do not say anything until your goals and your dreams have established. Another thing that I have learned growing up is that just be careful of the type of advice that you get or who you listen to. As I've said already, some people are coming from a space of things not working out for them, so they're gonna give you their advice based on what didn't work out for them. That's pretty much why they will give you the advice. Again, I always say this, like, married people, why would you go and get advice from somebody who is single? I just don't get it. What advice do you think they're gonna give you that is going to be constructive towards what you were going through? But also, if you are a business person or you want to have your own business in the future and you're working towards that, what business do you have going to get advice from somebody who has no interest in having a business or doesn't even understand anything about business? And so that's what I'm saying, like, just be careful on who you listen to and who gives you advice. And you know, you want a mentor, right? Why would you get a mentor who has no clue about what it is you're trying to do? You want to be a fashion designer, but you get a mentor who's in finance. How does that even work out? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you think that mentor is going to give you? What advice do you think they're going to give you? Or how do you think that they're going to guide you? Like, I have learned growing up is, Vivian, be careful who you listen to, who gives you advice, especially when people have no business giving advice because they don't even have a clue about what it is that I am talking about. And then also, one thing I have learned is protecting my peace at all costs. My peace is so important to me, and that is my peace, my energy, like, that means so much to me. And I have learned, you know what, if it's time for me to switch off, it is time to switch off. Like, I love you, I care about you, but right now it's not even about you, it's about me. I just need to unplug. And if you love me and you respect me, you would just give me the space and you would just allow me to just unplug without expectations. Because one thing I'm learning, and I've learned about people, is that some people, it's okay for them to take the rest that they need for as long as they want. It's okay for them to disappear for a whole week without them saying anything to you. It's okay for them to disappear for a whole month without them saying anything to you. But the moment you want to take time out for yourself, it's like those same people don't want to leave you alone. And I feel like that is unfair. I feel like, respect my space the same way I respect your space. Respect my peace the same way that I respect your peace. Just because you want to speak to me today, it doesn't mean that I have to give you the same thing over and over again when you don't actually give me the same thing when I need it. And I feel like that is double standards. Like, if you want to speak to me, let me have that time. I will come back to you. The reason why you might not be reaching me is clearly because I just need that space and that time to breathe. And if there's anything wrong with me, I would always tell you. I'll be like, you know what, like, this is happening right now, I need space. But even if I don't say that, like, if you know me already, you should know that Vivian, she's not really in the mood to speak right now, but do not pester me and keep calling and calling, just because you want to talk. I've learnt the hard way that sometimes, it's okay to just protect your space, your peace. And the way I've learned to do that, because of people who don't know boundaries, I've learned to switch off my phone over the weekend. Now, my weekend is when I unplug. I'm like, you know what, I love you guys very much, but I just need to just unplug. I'm somebody who gains more strength, more clarity, more energy on her own. I'm not that type of person that needs to be constant with people all the time. That actually drains me. As much as I love being around people, and my work demands that I am with people all the time, and so I do appreciate that time when I'm just by myself. And me switching off my phone means that I don't have to feel guilty about, not answering the phone or not responding to a message just because it is there. And so switching off my phone kind of just gives me that peace that I need, and it's just allowing me to protect my space and my energy. And I've just learned growing up and being an adult, it's just that sometimes you just have to be selfish in a way. Not selfish because you're being horrible, or selfish because you're trying to be nasty. No, you're just being selfish because you're protecting you. You are setting boundaries for you. You are, choosing yourself over and over again, because let's face it, at the end of the day, it is your life. And you're gonna have to be strict about who you want to be in your life. You're gonna have to be strict about the type of things and boundaries that you want to set. And if those people do not want to respect those boundaries, and sorry, I don't think you are my person. Like, just respect the boundaries that I've put in place. But also just know that what people say sometimes is not what they mean, but also just believe people for what they are and what they say, and just trust that what you see is what you get, because with time I have learned, you know what, like, you can't change people, because I have been that person that has always wanted to change people. I've like, I can work with this, I can make them change, and I've learned, no, why do I need to change you? Like, that is you, and if I'm not happy with you, then I don't need you in my life. That is just simple as. And so, guys, it is important to continue to protect yourself. Don't tell everybody your problems. Keep certain stuff to yourself private. Don't let that be used against you. Protect your peace at all costs. Don't say things until they're established, and just be very careful who you listen to, and stop seeking a validation from everybody. And sometimes you don't need everybody to understand you. It's okay if people don't understand you. You don't have to over explain yourself. You don't need to seek approval from everybody. And so, yeah, today's topic is things that I've learned as an adult and that I am still learning.